Okay, guys, as we were live last night and reporting the developments as they were happening, and last night seeing the sisters update, we knew it wasn't good news, and that was confirmed with the press conference today at noon that occurred a couple of hours ago. Harley Dilly's body was recovered from a house across the street, a little diagonally, and we saw that house last night from the chimney. So let's look at these sad events. So they said at the press conference that a little after 4 p.m. they entered the home across the street from Harley Dilly. Now, they said they had searched that home, not the inside. Yesterday was the first day they had gone inside the house. They had searched around it. They said there was no signs of forced entry. All of the windows were locked, and I guess they felt there was no reason to enter the house. The house was a vacant house, supposedly used as a summer residence, and there are reports that it may have been vacant for up to 2 years. So while the hot pink light, Dilly's favorite color, burned in the house, in Dilly's house, BCI agents worked long into the morning. At one point, a sledgehammer was brought in, and then later a white van and an ambulance and a police car were on site. Well, the police cars were there, but the ambulance and the police car tried to block the view of the white van to obscure it. And there were, like I said, through people that were there, through social media, it was grim in what we learned last night. And Harley's sister then posted before the press conference, before we went off of the live last night, that RIH, which is rest in heaven for Harley, and that it was confirmed that he had passed. So really sad news. And this is the house. This is the front of the house. And the police press conference at noon confirmed that a body was recovered from this house. It appears that Harley climbed an antenna tower and went on the roof. Then it would appear he climbed into the chimney, perhaps to gain access to the house. But the chimney was, there was a blockage. Now, whether that was flue or whatever, he got stuck. His jacket and his glasses were pushed through the flue. Harley may have done that as a sign that he was there. And alerted people that, hey, I'm here. We just wish he could have been found while there was time to save him. And this was not the outcome anyone wanted. And the police chief was visibly shaken and promised himself he wasn't going to cry, but he didn't. He wasn't able to keep that promise. There were other interviews from the Fisherman's Wharf that had raised some of the money for a reward. They were visibly broken. Hearts are broken around the world for people that have been following this case and praying that Harley would be found alive and well somewhere. It's not the outcome anybody wanted, and just not good. This is the house. This is an aerial shot, and that is the chimney. The chimney was 9 by 11, I believe, or 9 by 13. Very small opening. I don't know, Harley was a skinny boy, but, and that's the antenna tower. At night, this is one of the pictures. This was from the Blade, and there was so much confusion around this photo because it was first reported that Harley's jacket, as you see it there, was found in the house hanging from the door in the window, which led us to believe that could it have been that someone had placed him in the house and then put that there so somebody would find him, you know, all kinds of things. But it would now appear, since the police chief said it was found on the floor by the chimney, that it had come through and passed through the flue, and that the investigators are the ones that hung the jacket on the door as they were going through the house. And a part of the wall, they said, had to be taken out, but it looks like the sledgehammer was brought in to, you know, get into the chimney to get Harley out of there. An autopsy, like I said, is being performed, but no foul play is suspected in this case. So it's important to remember that everyone needs to support family and friends who are suffering. This is not a time to point fingers or cast blame. Family and friends are mourning. An autopsy is pending, but this appears to be a tragic accident. We don't know why Harley would be trying to get in that chimney, as I said. We do know he was a boy who loved school and tried so hard to do well. He was hoping to earn an Xbox for Christmas, and he wondered about the upcoming basketball season there at school. He loved his assistant principal. You know, he had angst like many boys his age, but he was a sweet boy, and the situation is so intensely sad. I think it's important that we show kindness and support to one another, and you know, there's so many just trying to understand why so many terrible things are happening, and especially when it happens to children who have their whole lives ahead of them. It's hard to wrap your head around it. It seems, I don't know, yesterday was just a day of, you know, it's just such a heart-wrenching letdown when there's news like this instead of news that everyone prayed for, that he would be okay, or that he was, you know, with someone maybe who was keeping him safe, or whatever. But it's just so heart-wrenching, and our hearts go out to the family and friends of Harley Dilly, to the Dilly family and all of their friends and the community and everyone that's heart has been touched by this, you know, just unspeakable tragedy. So in closing, we say, rest in heaven, Harley Dilly. We will remember you. You did touch the world. Fly high, little guy.